impressions with tech. I know that you're currently at, you're an IT tech sysadmin at Dosher Memorial Hospital. Am I saying that right?
That's correct. Mm-hmm.
So how did that come about? So it's like, we had pest control, we had logistics. How do we go to Dosher? How did that opportunity come about?
My journey is kind of crazy. So while listening to these different podcasts, I'm originally from Indianapolis, Indiana.
Okay.
I had, want to give a shout out to 1150 Academy.
Okay.
They really, really stuck with me. And this was back when I had no idea on what I really wanted to do or what direction I wanted to go in. And there was a guy there, he kept reaching out to me about IT and about, if I was interested in getting into cybersecurity, and I was, but at the time I just wasn't ready to take the leap. I guess, I don't know. I guess maybe I didn't have enough confidence at the time.
Yeah.
And so last year, at the beginning of last year, I finally took the leap. It was, I think, a 4 to 6 month course. And I studied nonstop, gained certifications along the way, a lot of self-study along the way. And I started applying for jobs, I want to say around April or May of last year. And I probably applied for 350, 400 jobs plus.
Really?
Yeah. And I got so many no's, man. I got so many no's in the beginning. And I finally had a few interviews lined up. I got ghosted a few times.
And even on interviews.
Yep. And Dosher, they reached out to me and interview went great. I built the rapport with the HR on LinkedIn and they hired me. Yep.
Wow. So there's a lot. Okay. So there's a lot there. So because that was actually one of my questions about how did you kind of prepare yourself for the role you're in now? So 1150, that's a tech boot camp.
It's a tech boot camp. Yep. For coding and cybersecurity.
And cybersecurity. Okay. So you did 1150. You said that was for 4 to 6 months.
Yep.
And as you're doing that, as you're doing that, you're applying, you said 350 places?
Yep. I counted. I created an Excel spreadsheet. So for each employer that I applied for, if it worked out, I would check it. If not, I would put an X by it and I will put Y, and just kept going down the list. It ended up being close to 400 jobs. What it ended up being close to.
Man. And the funny thing is, I'm glad you're speaking about that, because I think people hear about, hey, getting into tech and cybersecurity, it's great and it's a great field. But I think a lot of people don't always hear that, hey, it's not automatic. No. Even taking that tech boot camp, it's not like, okay, I did it and a week or two, I got a job. I know that happens for some people, but I think having that realistic of hey, it may be some time before I get that opportunity. And, having that, I guess, resilience of hey, I'm not going to quit. I'm going to keep going at it. And I think, honestly, I don't know if you've thought about it. I keep going back to that pest control thing because the more I hear about it, I can see. Yeah. I'm sure on that job, you get to that school, you get to that restaurant, and it's just okay, I've been there for a little bit. I've tried, plan 1 and plan 2, it's not working. And it's just okay.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Hey, listen, I don't know how what the payment structure was, but it's hey, they called us here for this job, and if we don't find something, we're probably not going to get invited back, or they're going to go with the other guy or other gal down the street. So we've got to got to think outside the box here. You can't quit.
Yeah.
And so I guess, do you feel being on those jobs of just I don't care if we're here all night. We're going to get it. We're going to find these pests, and we're going to, terminate them. Do you think that helped you of just hey, these jobs are like pests. I just got to keep searching, and eventually I'm going to figure out how to kill it.
I would agree. And this goes out to anyone who's looking to get into tech. Just stay persistent. What worked for me may not work for someone else, but if I could give anyone any advice, it would be just to stay persistent. And those no's, yeah, I mean, it's okay, just try to stay persistent, stay positive, and eventually it only takes one yes. That's all it takes is one yes. Just get used to being rejected. It happens. It's a part of the game, but it's well worth it.